Hey everybody, welcome to Rock the Rep. Today we are talking about, as I pull up my tracks, the songs of Alanis Morissette and three specific tools that we are going to work on with Alanis's music. So if you have never joined us in a Rock the Rep before, here's how it works. We do three songs and then we do three tools. And sometimes it's a tool per song. Sometimes all three songs work for all three tools. Depending on the artist, because a lot of them have styles that work across. So Alanis is one of those that's pretty consistent with her style. So all three tools that we're going to do today apply to all three songs. But I will tell you this, one thing that I think that was fascinating to me is that if you go back and watch, it's one of those voices you listen to and you love the songs so much that it's the voice can almost get bypassed until it was like, oh wow, I really started breaking down what she was doing, and I thought, this is she's the real deal. I mean, she's got a lot of interesting stuff going on. Not that I didn't think she was the real deal singer before. I'm just saying there were a lot more intricacies and things that I was surprised as I was breaking this down to find out. So we're going to dig into a few of those today with the songs of Alanis Morissette. Now, if you've been with me for a while, I'm going to actually change the name of this thing right here that I'm about to show you, because I'm going to start calling it, literally changing it while we're sitting here. I'm going to call it I used to call it the blender vowel. I'm going to call it the Wail vowel, because I teach it all the time. I teach it in almost every single class that I host, because it to me is it's the one shape that moves us from bottom to top, and it's the one thing that shows up over and over and over again in pop music, but it's also the one shape that really doesn't exist much in the classical realm. So if you come from a classical training background, you probably haven't used this vowel, and it's the A shape, as an apple, and it is crucial and key to pop. So Alanis uses the A vowel all over the place. Then we're going to talk about, she is a closed on the bottom, open on the top. Okay, and what I mean by that is, it's when we talk closed vocal folds on the bottom, and she opens up into breathy on the top a lot. Not always, but it is something a lot. She does a lot. If you want somebody to listen to for flips and yodels, Alanis is a great artist to listen to, because she does it almost as much as Garth Brooks and Sarah Bareilles do, maybe even more. And then the third one that we're going to talk about is, we're going to talk about the lip. Do you have a lifted lip or a lowered lip? And both of those things are going to assist you. The lifted lip and lower lip actually is going to tie in to the blender vowel. Okay, so the lifted lip actually assists the blended vowel, the blender vowel, the Wail vowel, and then the lowered lip sort of assists kind of getting into the fuller place on the bottom when we talk about closed bottom. Okay, so like all these pieces, everything we're doing together, everything we're doing today is tied together. So before we get started on, before we go through the songs, let's experiment for just a second with that Wail vowel. So the Wail vowel literally is wailing like a baby. I just want you to give me like, wah. So if you're watching the live stream, do that with me. Wah. It is a sound you're not going to like in your head. It's going to sound obnoxious to you. And in isolation, it's particularly going to sound obnoxious to you. But I promise you, you're going to love it when we get to singing the song. Okay? So we're going to do a little bit of ironic. Now, if you were just joining me, in the description below, you should see a link to all of the tracks with the cuts that I'm doing today. Those are there for you with the words built into it, so you can access this after you watch this stream and practice all these techniques. So I'm going to pull up the ironic cut, and we're going to go to the chorus. I'm not going to do the whole thing. We're just going to go to the chorus where the Wail vowel is. Okay? And here we go. Oh, go back up a little bit. We actually are going to get into it. You know what? Let's take it from the beginning. It's a little easier than trying to find it in the middle. Traffic jam. and you're already late. No smoking sign on your cigarette break. It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife. It's meeting the man of my dreams and then meeting his beautiful wife. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Here we go. It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. It's the good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figured? So that's a sing through of it. So let's go to the chorus real quick. On the songs, it's like rain. Notice we're not singing. It's like rain. That's going to pull your larynx down, and it's actually going to make it harder to hit that. So I want you to get, let's actually put it in the baby cry first. It's like wow, wow. Matter of fact, let's do the whole chorus on wow. Do that with me. Here we go. It's like wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 oh, wow, 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 wow. Now, I want you to use that like a filter over the sound. So my wailers have heard me say this before. Think of it like an Instagram filter or a picture filter. Now we have our phones these days and we can snap a picture and then we can go to that little edit button and we can edit button and we can swipe through 100 different filters to put onto it. So we have the chorus, but the is the filter we are putting over that chorus and that we're singing all of those long held vowels through. So, wow, 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 it's like rain. Now, bonus feature, you want to blend a little bit of or and into that to get the full-on sound that you're looking for. That's a little bit of a deeper dive than we have time to do here today. We do that sort of deep dive in Wail. If you're interested, let me know, and I can take you a little further with it. But for my wailers that are watching, you know what I'm talking about. You can actually blend a little in that, and it's actually going to assist you in getting the power that you want as well as the safe placement. Okay? So let's do it one more time. And I'm going to bring my fingers out when I'm using or at least partially using to get myself there. Okay? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. It's a good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figured? Okay? That's tool number one. Now, tool number two is closed bottom, open top. And this really only happens once in this song. And, well, actually, it may happen more than once. The one that sticks out to me is the let's get to the beginning. It's the no smoking sign. I'm going to sing that again, and I want you to listen to what happens there. Traffic jam. When you're already late, a no smoking sign, closed bottom, smoke, we open to the top, and then we close again, king sign, smoking sign, okay? Alanis does this all the time in all of her music. Listen to All I Really Want. It's all over there too. It's at the beginning of Ironic even, and it's going to be in Uninvited later on as well. Janet, can I bring you up to play with that for a second? That little open closed thing?
Yeah, the other vowel underneath the blender vowel really worked.
Throwing that in?
I was actually stressing my folds a bit, doing just the
Yes.
and it was like magic.
To me, I feel like the is what keeps it kind of in a safe place, but the is what gives it the power.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'd have to like scope our throats to know that for sure, but that's what I feel like is happening. So, well, I want to do that. I want us to practice this flip together. So can you give me on the bottom, we're going to break this into two chunks. Can you give me, whoa, just give me that first.
Whoa.
And you're going to give me, oh.
Oh.
and then back to whoa.
Whoa,
So those
whoa,
parts, okay? So we're gonna do whoa, ho, whoa.
whoa, whoa.
Now let's see if we can put that closer together. And we're gonna whoa.
Yeah, it's not written in the music, is it?
No, that's not is what, but it is what she does on the recording. So let's do whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah. So we've got that up one. Now make sure it stays super breathy until you go to the bottom. Whoa. So like that, there'll be a tendency for every singer. There'll be a tendency to start closing as we come back down, like, but you want to stay breathy all the way through that, so that it feels like a break on the bottom. Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, Janet, that was an awesome flip.
Yeah, it felt really good when I practiced it with you just now. I thought I didn't know her songs, but I certainly know this one.
Yeah. So that's the flip. Whoa, and it's closed. So what we just did, guys, is we were closed on the bottom. Whoa. That's your closed vocal folds. That means that we're not allowing excess air through, and then we're opening into sort of a sigh, and we're allowing extra air through at the top, and then we're coming back and closing them so that we don't let the excess air through at the bottom. So it really is a close, open, close. Whoa! And you just practice that over and over. Thank you, Janet. All right. And then the final thing that kind of ties into both of these is the lift the lip. Okay. So it's like is here, right? Now when I go to rain, it's like rain. So when I go to my wail vowel, almost always, I'd have to go back and check all of my songs because there's an exception to every rule. So I will say almost always, when you go to that wail vowel, you're probably going to want to lift your lips. And when you go back down to the close, you're going to want to lower the lip. Okay. So now where I was tracking this for you, I'm now going to track the lift and lower for you. Okay. So just on the chorus. It's like rain on your wedding day. Partially lift. It's a free ride when you already paid. It's the good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figured? So when you pop up to that waily vowel, lift. So the lifted lip will assist the wail vowel. All right. Good. Let's go on to our next one. Let me look at the comments real quick here. So Leslie says I have to do that exactly the no smoking sign that the milkmaid kind of sings grace. Oh yeah. In the Oliver thing, yes. A lot of these tools cross over from especially in like musical theater styles into pop styles. Cool. So let's go to. We are going to now move on to. We're going to go back to the top with our wail vowel, and we're gonna work on the you learn. Okay, so same thing here. Smoking sign. She does. I no to anyone. I'm telling you, you're gonna see it all over the place. But let's go first to the wail vowel, and that's gonna be in the chorus. Let me get the key in my ear. Yeah. So it's not I recommend. I recommend getting your heart trampled on by anyone. Yeah. I recommend walking around naked in your living room. Feel free. I'm gonna show you again where I'm doing the ad. Swallow it down as a jagged little pill. We're still okay here because we're kind of sitting in a low part of our range. It feels so good swimming in your stomach. Wait until, here we go, that I say that's the part where that wail vowel and the lifted lip have to be there. Wait until the dust settles. you learn, you cry, you learn, here's another shift. You lose, you learn, you scream, you learn, you bleed. Go back to the A vowel, you learn. Okay, I know I sort of threw all the tools at you at once there, but it's kind of hard to not do that when we're going through the chorus. So if it's an I, or if it's an I, or it feels high, go to your wail vowel, okay? Then you'll hear the moments, and I'll show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sing through this time, and rather than breaking it down, I'm going to like kinesthetically show it to you, okay? So if I'm using my wail vowel, I will come out. If I'm using my wail vowel on my lifted lip, I'll do this. And then if she's doing the flip, I will go vertical for you, so you can kind of see where all these things are happening. Okay, is the easiest way to map this. And then then Janet, if you want to play with this one, we can. A section of it. We don't have to, but if you would like to, we can. All right, so here we go. Mapping all of this for you. So this means I'm in my A, and you'll see my lips lift. This means we're doing the closed bottom, open top thing. I recommend getting your heart trampled on by anyone. Yeah. I recommend walking around naked in your living room. Feel free, swallow it down. It's a jagged liquid that feels so good, swimming in your stomach. Wait until that I say it. You live, you learn, you love, you learn, you cry, you learn, you lose, you learn, you scream, you learn, you bleed, you learn. That's your you learn roadmap. Janet, I'm just gonna bring you up. If you don't have to sing it, but if you have questions, let me know. Anything in that seem like, ooh, that's something I want to play with, even if it's not the whole song. Oh, you're still muted. Your mic is muted there.
Yeah, I am. The two different vowels, I think I could kind of get settled. But learn is that actual vowel. I had trouble without sort of just straining, like
the final you learn, the one that goes up.
Yeah, the one, the flips. Yeah. I think I could master, but
yeah, because that first one goes down. So you live, you learn, you're fine there, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're talking about you learn. Okay, let me see if I can get
settles. I mean, let me try the.
Yeah. I'm trying to think this. Yeah, do it. I want to see if there's an extra little zhuzh tool I can give you in there. But let me hear that you learn.
Yeah, well, that's. You see, I thought I might be able to teach myself by what I do in settles, because it's probably the same vowel I need to use, but learn just me. Without going into what I feel is too heady. You learn. See, that's what happens.
So
learn, and I know that's not.
No, I can see exactly what's happening. So the jaw's really wanting to drop into learn. So can you go to either knuckle bite or pinky bite for me? And really lift those lips. You learn.
You learn. You learn. I think it's the L as well.
You learn.
I can do that.
So because you've been wailing with me for a while, you know this one. Everybody, I'm going to give Janet's one of my wailers, so she's been wailing with me, so she knows what this tool is. This will be a later thing that I'll teach you. Chew the glide on that L in the back. You learn. So take that from the back on that yuck position.
You learn.
It's just Yes, and that now hang on to that just a little bit longer. And let the back of the tongue set that before it opens out. So that it gets you nice in a mid jaw position.
I've got it. I got it. Just
you got it. You feel it. Don't even worry about the RN. Matter of fact, that when I'm practicing this, I would toss away the RN. I would do like for a while. Yeah. That's the right. No, but you got it. That's the right track. That's the track you want to be on. So I would say the R and the N in practice are going to get in the way. So I would just practice like the la, and then what you were talking about earlier, play with like the plus the like the homework is play with the plus the blend of whatever you need. Because for everybody it's going to be different.
I can see there's a magic spot that I'm sure I'll get because I got a but my habit
it's literally like your vocal X and Y axis, and it's like everybody has the spot. So like work with your sliders and you'll find your spot. But that and then using the chewing the glide in the back will help.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Janet. Okay, let me check in here. Dolores Reardon, cranberry. Oh, yeah. Yes, very, very, very similar. A lot of the flips and stuff are very similar. Does it have anything to do with Janet's English accent? It might. It might because we all form vowels. So that's a good question, Leslie. And before we move to the last one, I do want to speak to that because those of you that are watching, all of that, you are your acoustic space. You are your acoustic space. So what that means is your accent, like where you're from, is going, like how you speak, how you form words is going to affect the way that you sing, because that's the filter. Like this is the filter. This is the filter through which everything goes. So the way your particular dialect from wherever you are forms different vowels is going to inform the way those vowels come out. And then also how you are built, your musculature is going to affect it. And I think I find like my students that grew up in homes where maybe they were the only child and they had very sort of calm, quiet parents, and this was like that there was never just a lot of noise in the house, that like the big loud sounds feel a little strange to them. Whereas the opposite is true of my students who grew up with 5 or 6 brothers or sisters. And they're used to having to make sure their voice gets heard. So all of those things play in. And so what we do with these tools is we go, okay, well, what sort of sound do I want to make? Where is my voice currently? And do I need to shift something to get where I want to get? Now, I'm always going to say inform the song from the place of we want to go as authentic as possible with your voice. We want to start with your voice first, because we don't want singers who are mimics of other singers. That's not what we're looking for, and that's not what I want to do at Wail. I do want to keep you within the style. There are certain style traits, and that's one of the things that we work on. But we are always going to start from a place of your unique, authentic voice. And then if your unique, authentic voice and the way you form the an A vowel doesn't quite get to the C sharp, then we're going to tweak the tongue a little bit to help you get there. But we're not going to completely change the way that you do things. Okay? Does that make sense? So that's a long answer to your question, Leslie. But I would say yes. It is like we are our own acoustic spaces, and that definitely informs the way that we sing. Catherine said, I love this song so much. I forgot how much I love it. Oh, the You Learn. Oh, I know. Can't wait to sing it. And Janet, you're doing awesome. I hear the progress. So kudos. Shout out to Janet. All right. We're doing one more. Okay. And that is going to be Uninvited. Now, here's what was interesting. I was listening to this again earlier today, and I thought she was doing breathy stuff at the beginning. She's not. She's actually, it's closed. It's very lightly closed at the beginning. So let's go over to that. Oops. And do a little bit of uninvited. And by the way, for those of you that are watching us, I meant to have this on here. If you want to join us in the studio next time and kind of work with me a little bit like Janet has, you can just comment join below, and you can audit one of these and pop in with us and do our next one, which is Phil Collins next week. Phil Collins is a great artist. All right. Okay, so here's a little bit of uninvited. Now, I want you to think, and this is a tool we don't have in here today, but I'm going to give you a little bonus, right? This wants to be light and closed, okay? So we're going to start with a Y on this one, and we're going to sing it on a ye. And I want you to think, like, what is the absolute, if you were to, I'm going to steal this from my mentor, Tom Burke. He's like, it's like you're underwater breathing. If you were to go underwater and you were to open your mouth, what would be the lightest hold just to make sure that you didn't choke on water? Okay, it's not a grip, it's just a light closure to make sure that water doesn't slip down the throat. That's how light we want this to be. Okay, all right, so we're gonna do it on a ye and the reason we're doing it on a ye is the Y is gonna help get you into that closure. And then an E is a nice vowel that helps stabilize everything in your vocal tract, okay? It's not gonna move your larynx around a lot. It's gonna keep everything nice and mid, which is what we wanna focus on right now while we're just trying to get that light hold. All right, here we go. And I'll stop us when we get to where she switches. Now, if I wanted to add, that was real floaty. If I wanted to add a little more speaking quality to it, then I could, now again, this is kind of getting into more technical stuff that we do inside our Wail program. So again, I'm not going to teach you this today. If you want to learn this, you can join us, but I am going to demonstrate it so you can see what the difference is if I were to add a little more speech and narrow the space in my throat just a little bit. Hear the difference between the float. I'm going to go back to the float. It's slight and it's subtle, but it is definitely a difference between a floaty sound and a narrow, speakier sound. Now, here's the thing. Neither one of those is the right or wrong sound. This is one of the things I love about pop music. It really is, what do you want to do stylistically with it, and what does the story that you are telling in this moment and what you are communicating in this moment tell your voice to do. So that's the work that we do in our storytelling class with our resident acting coach, DJ. He works with you on telling the story, and that informs the voice and tells it what to do. So you're not like, well, I think I might make this one breathy. I think I'd make this light. And it's just an arbitrary choice. There's a very deliberate choice that comes from what the story that you have chosen to tell through these lyrics. Okay. So let's say, and I'm going to demonstrate that for just a second. Let's say I have chosen to sue the crying child. That's the intention I'm choosing. Like anyone would be, I am flattered by your fascination with me. Now, what if I were to plead for mercy? Okay, I'm going to change my whole vocal color because I'm pleading for mercy this time. Like anyone would be, I am flattered by your fascination with me. Now, what if it were to seduce? Cast a spell, weave a spell, seduce, weave a spell. Like anyone would be, I am flattered by your fascination with me. See the difference? You see how, like, I made 3 different intention choices. I made choices on how I was going to tell that story. And those 3 choices directly affected the way I sang the song. So I wanted to kind of wrap today by kind of capping it with that. Because the thing is, I will always give you the tools, right? We learn the closed folds, we learn the open folds, we learn the light hold. We do all of those things so that they are colors on your palette, so that they are tools that you can reach for, that when you decide the story that you're going to tell, the voice automatically goes there, just like your legs automatically walk, right? Just like your mouth automatically moves when you're about to say the next sentence. You're not thinking about how you're going to form the words for the next sentence that you're saying because you learned to talk when you were 1 or 2 years old. It's the same thing. So we work these tools so that when you get to this storytelling part, that you can choose any one of those ways in, and there's 100 different ways in, and it can be informed, and then your voice will jump in and join the party without you really having to think about it that much because the tools are so in your bones. So both parts are absolutely necessary if you really want to be a solid artist. You've got to have the technique, but you've also got to have the storytelling. All right. So next week, we are going to be doing Phil Collins. And let me see off the top of my head, make sure we're going to do Can't Stop Loving You, which, and by the way, Phil Collins is, if you're an actor, really look at his stuff because it's some solid storytelling stuff. So we're going to do Something Happened on the Way to Heaven. You can run and you can hide, but I'm not leaving unless you come with me. We're going to do And I Can't Stop Loving You. And then we're going to do, You Coming Back to Me. Oh, gosh, I remember this. How can I just let you walk away? Yeah, Against All Odds. Okay, so we're going to do those 3. And if you're watching and you would like to join us in that, drop that join below. I will have my studio manager reach out. She'll put you in the class. If you have any other questions or I can help you in any other way, let me know. And also, we do have a vocal virtuoso class coming up where I'm going to be teaching some warm-ups. Matter of fact, that's how we'll wrap today. I'll give you one of the warm-ups that we are going to do in the class. And these warm-ups are designed to help you exactly with what we were talking about. These warm-ups are fun warm-ups to get you these tools. So let's see, which one do we want to do? We might do the bend and bop here. Let's see. Yeah, so this is, I'm going to teach you how to bend, and you're going to move off of it. Hey, la 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 la. And that's it. We're going to loop this and practice this. You just bend. This is sort of like a Christina Aguilera bend in Moulin Rouge. Now, these can also be improv tracks for you. So I've created 25 of those. 25 of those that are going to teach you these tools just like we're doing in Rock the Rep. You get all of the MP3s to practice with, to download to your phone and sing until your heart's content. And you get demos where I'm singing the techniques for you. And then after you learn those techniques, those all become improv tracks for you. Okay. So if you're interested in that, you can message me. It's Shannah at ShannahRaeVocalStudio.com or Katie, my studio manager, at ShannahRaeVocalStudio.com, or you can just drop a comment below here and just say Vocal Virtuoso, and I will reach out to you on how you can get to become part of that. All right. Thank you guys so much. This has been a lot of fun. We'll have to revisit Alanis soon because there's so much good music in there. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I will circle back and answer them, and we'll see you next week for Phil Collins.